What's up everyone, it's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and I know what you're wondering, like, what? This is a non-gaming topic? What is happening? Am I on the right channel? Is it opposite day? Who has a gun to your head? Blink twice if you're doing this against your will. You know what the deal is. Anyway, I want to talk about other stuff, so I'm going to talk about other stuff. So, we all know that Marvel is owned by Disney, and Disney have a huge, massive, that's right, so many large adjectives about this that it really just goes to get the point across. I mean, just as a comparison, let me give you this. Disney obviously owns all the Disney stuff, which is huge within itself. They own all the Pixar characters since 2006. They own all the Marvel stuff from 2009, with the exception of one or two things because of the whole Fox issue and all that. And they've owned Star Wars since 2012. Well, I'm sure you've seen all over the internet or wherever over the last maybe week or so that Fox and Disney were actually trying to hammer out a deal. Disney were trying to buy many of their previously owned properties back, like say Deadpool, X-Men, Fantastic Four, as well as a number of Fox branded IPs and products. So this deal has actually gone through now, or at least it's been finalized and it's just waiting to actually go through. I don't see why it wouldn't be blocked, or I don't see why it would be blocked. I don't see why it would be blocked considering it's worth $52 billion. But when you think of all the crazy stuff that Disney actually owns nowadays. Let me just restate that one more time. Disney owns all the Pixar stuff, all the Marvel stuff, all the Star Wars stuff. That's pretty big. And now they own stuff like the Avatar series, the X-Men universe, because that was one of the ones that was kind of in a weird place. Hence why it was kind of alleged that Marvel were actually killing off the X-Men comics and all to kill down interest on the potentially be X-Men films and get Fox to want to sell it back for them. But yeah, you see my point. So they got the rights back to over 100 X-Men characters. They've got back Fantastic Four after that dreadful new movie. Additional characters like Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom, Galactus. Believe it or not, they now own Die Hard. They even own The Simpsons now as well. And this one is a little bit in there for me too, but they actually own Futurama. I realize Futurama isn't currently ongoing, but Futurama is my favorite animated TV show of all time. And just the idea, the potential that they could bring that back, I just want to know about it. I don't want to get too hyped up in case it never happens, but that's my point. They also own the entire Fox backlog archive. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about every single one of those, but I do want to mention one in particular that I just kind of want to laugh at. They now own the Aliens series, or the Alien series, whatever way you want to look at it. Which begs the question. We all know there's a whole thing with royalty in Disney and the Disney princesses. So would that make the Queen Alien from Alien 3 their, like, matriarch? Stuff to think about, eh? But anyway, a lot of people will be happy about this. We'll see characters like Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom, etc. probably appearing in what are Marvel movies. They'll probably now be able to be worked into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The same with X-Men. You'll probably start getting good X-Men films again, and they'll probably try to work them into the cinematic universe in some way. So overall, that's probably a pretty good thing. But that's not why I'm here to talk about this in this video. I'm looking at the point that do Marvel, or should I say Disney, own too much? They're kind of taking over at this point. They have some huge series and huge franchises at this point, especially when it comes to comic book stuff. I mean, what's up next? Are they going to be buying out DC? DC's in kind of trouble as it is. They're making all these huge production budget movies that don't even bring in their own return, let alone profit. With the exception of Wonder Woman. Good film, mind you. Saw it in Germany a few months ago. Pretty damn good. But it's just crazy to think about that Disney keeps expanding further and further every couple of years. They always acquire these huge, big, important properties. What will they be buying next? This stuff usually happens every few years. So what are we going to see in 2020, in 2021, in 2022? Maybe they could even eventually buy out DC. I'm not saying that would be a good thing. I'm just saying maybe they're going a bit too much. And it all, of course, depends on how they run things. Now, having said all that, I will say this much, okay? What would a Disney-owned DC universe or Disney-owned film look like? Because at the end of the day, Disney and their subsidiary at this point, Marvel, have a good track record. I will give them that. So obviously, because DC has been making some terrible decisions and all with their films lately, obviously if Disney were to buy DC, they wouldn't allow them to continue developing their movies and producing their movies in the same fashion because it's just not financially viable and it wouldn't pay off. There's always the question about Disney or any company buying another successful company and letting them operate exactly the same. Let's look at Sega. Sega bought Atlas and let Atlas continue as Atlas. So if DC was successful and Disney were to buy them, they could in theory just let them do what they do and make money for them. But in the case of the DC universe, the film universe at least anyway, it's just not working. So you have to wonder, if Disney were to buy out DC at some point, how would they shift that completely around to make quality and profitable DC films? Something to think about. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What's your whole opinion on Disney owning maybe too much as it is and now getting a lot of this 21st Century Fox stuff too? Are you happy to see certain characters come back? Are you excited to see certain characters probably appearing in future Marvel films and Marvel, we'll call them crossovers, like say Infinity War and Avengers and all that stuff? And what do you think could potentially happen further down the line? Who do you see Disney buying over the next 10 years? And what do you think would happen if Disney eventually bought out DC? Let me know all that good stuff in the comments section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.